the satisfaction of winning this race finally, not just for myself, but for Andy Granatelli. You know, it was just, I know how much effort he put in. I keep saying this because it's a fact, how much effort he put into trying to win. Because for me, I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm looking at the championship. Yes, Indianapolis, you want to put it under your belt, and that was a big, like the 900-pound gorilla lifted off my shoulders, you know. And but then Andy, you know, with the Novice, with the turbine cars in 67, 68, you know, coming so close, you know, after basically dominating. And then here I go and win it, you know, with pretty much a standard as for the time, the standard car. And we pulled it off, and I figured, oh my goodness. Got the big smooch on the side, you know, I still smell the garlic actually. And, but it was so awesome. It was just so much happiness, you know, in the victory lane. So, and it's amazing now that we, you know, we'll be celebrating 50 years. You can still get that, you still have that feeling, you know, just the feel-good thing, you know, it all comes back because you come back and you figure how you defied, you know, so many, you know, things going against you and how it happened. We were fortunate in many ways, but at the same time, I think we did something right, you know. And here we go, you know, with Firestone. Can you imagine tire going 500 miles? Can you imagine that? And in that race, you talk about giving credit. The right rear tire would not come off, and I ran the entire race with the same tire. Now, margin was built in. I mean, this was not just a total miracle, but nobody else did that. You know, you wouldn't take a chance because of potential puncture and everything else. But at the same time, it's my experience as a test driver for them, having done race runs, you know, long distance. I mean, number of laps, you know, for 2-3 stints worth of laps like in Indianapolis. I knew that there was margin built in there, you know, but still, we had never gone 500 miles. And here to go 500 miles and we win it. The beautiful thing about the testing is that usually they have, you know, 2 or 3, at least usually 3 drivers. So they don't just take one driver's word for it. The others get to test the same thing, and then they see what reaction they get. So, you know, it's a pretty, I'd say, fail-safe type of situation where they make sure that that it's whatever is supposed to be is right, you know. And but it's all about driving and getting all the different feels, and all of us are starting to identify. You're not born with that. It's all about just developing the experience. And the more you do, I think obviously the more you understand what's going on. And after a while it becomes very fascinating because especially in those days, the gains that we used to make. Because not a lot of things were known, you know, just like, you know, as time goes on, like today, Firestone never rests on their laurels. I mean, they always, today, from year to year, they still try to extract something better. The performance on the track always sells. Win Sunday, sell on Monday type of thing. It's not only cars, but it's also tires. And, you know, Firestone has been involved in the sport. I'm sure, you know, Raymond Firestone Mr. Fire loved racing in a sense because, you know, that's when racing was basically born in the United States, and that's how he got involved. He felt the vehicle, but even probably from the very beginning, I'm sure he looked at it as a test bed, and that's what it really is. Because I mean, you can have you know, in-house test rigs and opportunity to punish the tire, but nothing like the racetrack, because there everything is thrown at you. And and you learn so much, and all of that knowledge becomes proprietary, and it goes down to where, to where the production tires are, and who benefits. You see, it's obviously the consumer, the housewife that goes shopping or goes and when you go on a trip, and the consumer, period. That's why these companies are involved. They love racing, but it's a test bed, and it works for them.